We're back. First time RVers. Buddy here, how you doing? Madison back there in the background showing off. She's actually been sick all week. Very sick. Today's the first day she's felt better, so kind of glad about that. Well, we are at Byrd's Branch Campground in Elkin, North Carolina. Stay tuned. We'll get this weekend started. So once again, I got another broken tripod that I tried to fix and it didn't work, so I'm kind of holding on the best I can here. This campground is by far the smallest campground we've ever stayed at. Actually, there's only 7 full hookup sites. There's 4 more sites that aren't full hookups, and then there's 4 camps, tent sites. So very, very small campground. As you can imagine, not really any amenities, but they do have frisbee golf, so we may actually play that tomorrow. And then we're just going to do some sightseeing in the area. A lot of old, small mountain towns, so we'll check them out. And of course, we will give you a review of this campground. We're going to give you a tip of the trip. I'm going to tell you what we've run into with our tow vehicle. Decided to come across the street here. You can see the campground is over there. But they got a, let me show you here. They got a community fire pit. It's actually propane right there. And that's your camp store, but we'll talk more about that. They got a playground, little pond, walking trail. Look, they even have one of our favorite games, tetherball. We play this every campground we go to that has it. A lot of shade here, even at the campsites. The back end sites, the pull throughs are kind of in the middle, but here's some of your tent sites back here. There's just 4 of them. One there, and then 2 back here. Time for a little friendly tetherball competition.
Friendly?
Back at the camper, let's check out the beer box, see what we have. Looks like another pumpkin beer, Atomic Pumpkin special release, except special's marked out and it says spicy release. New Belgium Voodoo Ranger. This was actually recommended by Blue Hen Gal, one of our followers on Instagram. She saw that we like pumpkin beer and recommended that, so we picked it up. Thank you. Okay, let's give it a quick little taste. It's pretty good. It actually tastes a lot like that Aviator pumpkin beer, Pumpkin Beast, but with the cinnamon already in it. There's a hint of cinnamon. Yeah, hint of cinnamon. That's good. And a little bit of spice hitting you in the back of the throat. But that is actually really good. Thank you, Blue Hen Gal, for recommending, who is it again? New Belgium Atomic Pumpkin. Now let's take a look at our view over here. We're in the back corner lot here. Look, there's a farm full of cows, and there was actually one right here earlier when we got here. But here's our site. Like I said, we're in the back corner here, so we have a lot of privacy. Got a fire pit back there. They will deliver firewood to you. Gravel, of course, all the sites are gravel. Here it is. Nothing fancy, but it's nice and quiet in the woods. Just enough room there to get the truck. Evening's here. Got the fire going, having some dinner. Guess what I had for dinner? Pumpkin pie to go with my atomic pumpkin here. Had something when we first got here about 3:30, so wasn't too hungry. So I had a slice of pumpkin pie. That was great from Costco. $5.99 for this thing that's got to be 20 inches or more, probably 2 pies worth. But we're gonna go ahead and enjoy the fire, and we will see you guys in the morning. Hey, good morning. Sun's coming up. Let's go take a look. Actually still kind of dark, but it's a little after 7. Oh yeah, there we go. Here we go. And there's the sun coming up over Byrd's Branch. Hearing all the wildlife. So I wanted to tell you what's going on with the old truck here. Well, check engine light came on and went off a couple of times. Didn't notice anything, so I finally went and got it checked out. Went to O'Reilly's and had them run the codes, and it looks like it's some sort of turbo issue. A little worried about that, but hopefully things will come out right. I talked to the mechanic I've used in the past back home, and he says very likely it could just be like a small leak that's causing it, and hopefully that's the case. So basically it's working completely fine until an hour or so into a trip, and it heats up enough, and then I lose turbo. So as soon as we get back home, we're gonna have to get that looked at. I just got my fingers crossed that we can avoid having to put a new turbo in. Hopefully we'll get that worked out this week or next week. If not, we'll have to cancel. We got a trip coming up to 2 weeks from now to Asheville KOA. So hopefully we'll get that worked out. If not, we'll just have to cancel that trip, because I'm not gonna obviously blow up my truck and get stranded somewhere. So if you would, guys, keep those fingers crossed for us. Hopefully we won't have a huge bill for a new turbo and any other work. Hopefully it'll be something simple, maybe cost us a couple $100 instead. We'll see. Trials and tribulations of owning a 2013 Ford with over almost 220,000 miles now, so we'll see. There you go. There's the sunrise. Here's Byrd's Branch. Here we are in the back corner. And then you're gonna have a couple sites over here. I don't even know if they're being used, but there's 2 full hookup sites over there. And then over in this area is where we were playing yesterday, doing the tetherball, but that's where the 4 tent sites are. We decided we're going to take a little walk to Carter Falls. It's about a half mile there, half mile back from the campground. It's a waterfall. What someone told me was probably more like a cascade than a waterfall, but it was originally made in the early 1900s to supply power to the town of Elkin, and has just recently become a public park, so we're gonna check that out. Here's some public parking for some of the trails, and the campground is just right down this hill, so it's not far. We've come to a fork in the road. Actually, I think I can hear it back here, so. Yeah, there's a sign to the falls as I almost go down. That way. We're getting closer. It's a great little walk, but there is some rough terrain, so may want to think about that. Nothing is level. A lot of roots, a lot of rocks, and up and down some hills, but it's beautiful. I've never seen this before. Look at that. If you need to call 911, you just say your location is 6 and they'll know where you are. It looks like it gets pretty high at times. Look at all this brush pushed up here. Look at this old part. Has some gears on it, so it must have turned something. We were told by the owners that they're actually looking at putting a suspension bridge across here as like a public attraction. I guess they're trying to get that funded. So that may be something nice. Bring people to the area. I'm sure that'll be 8-10 years away, but we are in the Yadkin Valley, which is AVA, American Viticultural Area. If you're a wine connoisseur, you know that that's a designation for wine companies to use on their wine. And the Yadkin Valley is one of those areas. Before that designation here, there were 10 wineries in the area. There are now 48 wineries in the Yadkin Valley AVA. We actually may walk or even take our e-bikes to one of them today. It's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles round trip.
I think that's what the guy said.
About 2 mile round trip, but there's a trail that leads right to the winery, so we may do that. Check out that winery. Here we are. This is where the Bridge of Dreams. They want to put it across right here. Even though Maddie didn't want to come with us, she's already calling to see when we're going to be back, so we're going to head back to the camper. So we made the treacherous trip here on our e-bikes to Grassy Creek. I was looking to see, that was the front of the building. Grassy Creek Vineyards. You see they got some vendors out here and some music going. Did a little wine tasting there, but we got a mile trip back through the woods to get back to the campground. Say bye-bye winery. We're gonna head back. I'm gonna walk because this was, trail looks good right through here, but it gets kind of treacherous. Maddie was sitting on the back of my bike, but it got a little treacherous, so we walked some. So Maddie's gonna go ahead and ride my bike, Dawn's gonna ride hers, and I'm just gonna walk. It's only 1 mile. We'll make it back. We're making our way back. I'd say this is probably almost as treacherous as that walk to Carter Falls earlier. Besides the sounds of these electric motors, it's actually kind of peaceful here. If you decide you're going to do this, it is a peaceful walk. It's not real bad. There are several different trails that kind of branch off, but they're all pretty well marked, and there's a lot of signs telling you which way to go. And then you have white markers to keep you on the path. So it's not bad, it's fun. Enjoyed ourselves there at the winery. Gonna have dinner at Skull Camp Brewery, Smokehouse and Winery. I've actually heard a lot of good things about it at the campground, so we're gonna try it out. It's a pretty cool place, even though they don't have a fire going. You can still smell the fire, which is always cool. I went with a, what did I go with? What did I go with?
Cherry.
A tart cherry
Cream pie?
light ale. It's good. It's like almost like a sour.
It's cream pie cherry. Yeah.
Maddie's got a, what is that? Half soda, half orange soda, half Coke and half Fanta. And then Dawn went with a mimosa. And of course we got food coming. Well, we enjoyed our dinner, came back, just kind of hung out, enjoyed the evening, watched some TV. and we're gonna head home in the morning. So we'll probably just pick you up in the morning, maybe do a quick little review of the campground, and talk about our next trip. So we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is about 7:15. Sun finally came up. Keeping track of my tanks here while I clean out the black tank. So off in the distance there's your check-in building, and in the back end of that is where there's bathhouses. For a reference, over to the left there on the opposite side of that street is where the playground and stuff is, and where all the trails start. We had an absolute blast yesterday. We really did. Walking the trails and then taking the e-bikes out for a little while, riding the trails as best we could. It was kind of rough, so we kind of did here and there, and then went over to that winery, and it just really was a fun weekend. We enjoyed ourselves. Didn't have to feel like we needed to do anything much, but just kind of did what we wanted, relaxed a while, really enjoyed ourselves. Well, we're going to be home shortly. You can see Breaking Dawn's not there anymore. Just dropped it off. Had a low voltage indicator. We got 2 batteries in that thing. I don't know why I got low voltage on the hydraulic leveling system, but I don't know. We'll deal with that next, I guess. So what did we like about that Bird's Branch campground, Dawn?
I liked all the trails we were surrounded by. I liked how small it was. Our site was perfect. We had cows on one side and a little private backyard, a little private side yard.
That fireplace far away. I kind of like it farther away like that. Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, the owners were real nice.
Yeah, they had coffee and refreshments in the mornings from 7 to 11 for their guests on their porch. Yeah, little packs of donuts, little packs of like apple pies and cherry pies and stuff, and coffee and juice. I think we'll definitely go back. Yeah. It's definitely, you know, it's not a resort. It's a place to go camp and kind of get back to the, besides the glamping and a fifth wheel, but get back to enjoying yourself at a campground and taking those trails. I mean, we had a blast. Mm-hmm. We laughed so hard with trying to take the e-bikes to that winery. But yeah, so you got, I think there's 5 wineries within like 5 miles of the campground. That one that you can walk to through the trails, through the woods. It's a mile away, mile up, mile back, but. And the falls. Yeah, we went to the falls. Those were pretty. And if they put that suspension bridge in, yeah, if they put in that suspension bridge like they're talking about, that'll be really nice. That'll be something to attract more people. But. Well, and they have their calendar of events for 2023 out already. Yeah. 2022, excuse me. And they've got stuff going on every month. And the owners, they just bought it a year and a half ago, didn't she say? Thanks. About a year and a half ago, so they're still trying to, you know, kind of make it their own and bring extra little things. But yeah, we liked it. Maddie, did you like it? Yeah. Now it's time for the tip of the trip. And our tip of the trip's going to be what? Definitely take the trail from the campground to the Grassy Creek Vineyards. 12 to 6 on Saturdays, they had outdoor music and they had an outdoor vendor set up and tables inside and out. Yeah, that was fun. We did the wine tasting. It was great. 5 different wines you get to pick. So there you go. That's our tip of the trip. If you like wine, certainly hit the one winery, Grassy Creek, that you can walk to. Beer. They actually had local beer there too. And soft drinks and snacks for kids. Yeah, and we bought crackers and cheese and crackers. So, yep, there you go. That's our tip of the trip. Definitely hit the wineries, or at least that one that you can walk to. It's great, easy walk through the woods. Nice trail. Yeah, beautiful trail. They had gnomes and stuff in the trail, and like scary stuff hanging in the trees for Halloween. So it was neat. So hopefully in 2 weeks we'll be going to Asheville East, KOA. Hopefully, getting our fingers crossed that this truck is not anything major. It worked perfectly fine on the way home, but I'm taking it Tuesday. Hopefully, not only will they be able to fix it, but it won't be too expensive. So if that goes smooth, then we will see you again in 2 weeks. If not, we'll see after that, I guess. We're at a 4-way stop and no one's going. All right, well, as always, thanks for watching. Give us that thumbs up, really helps out the channel. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. I always forget what corner it's in. That way you'll be notified each time we upload a video. Share with your friends, comment, and we will see you real soon. Bye-bye.